To me, a band-aid is nothing but a failure.
Yo'q, men ko'rgan kinolar, men berayotgan referenslarni hech kim tushunmasdi, meni jahlim chiqardi.
Am I actually band 9 material right now? What is even a band 9?
Siz meni impress qilgan jihatlaringizdan bittasi siz pronunciationingiz bo'lgan.
And I was like, okay, this is what I want.
Hamma narsaga Friendsdan reference ketardi.
You're practicing English and you're having fun at the same time.
Ishonaman, keyingi safar xudo xolis topshirganingizda speakingingizni 9 bilan olib kelishingizni. Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli Everest YouTube kanalimiz kuzatuvchilari. Bugun navbatdagi intervyuni sizlar bilan olib boramiz. Bugungi qahramonimiz IELTSdan overall 8 band score olgan o'quvchimiz Karimov Javohir bo'ladilar. Bugungi suhbatimizni qiziq tomonlaridan bittasi Javohir o'zimni o'quvchim. Yaqinda 8 oldilar. Bugun sizlar bilan ularni IELTS journeylari, IELTSgacha bo'lgan General English o'rganish jarayonlarini, qiyinchiliklar, o'zlarini ustida qanaqa ishlaganlari, qanaqa qilib 8 darajasiga yetib kelganlari haqida suhbatlashamiz. Men savollarni asosan o'zbek tilida so'rab turaman, lekin Javohir ingliz tilida, to'liq ingliz tilida javob beradilar. Assalomu alaykum Javohir. Avvalambor o'zingizni qisqacha tanishtirib o'tsangiz tomoshabinlarimizga.
Hello everyone, my name is Javohir, and today I'll let you in on the secret of my success. So I think I should tell a little bit about myself, what I do.
Please introduce yourself.
So, well, I'm no longer a student. My student days are far behind me. And currently, I'm actually freelancing. I'm a translator, an interpreter, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I'm currently doing.
What was your major at university?
Integrated water resources management.
Okay, how come are you here?
It's supposed to be a big deal.
Yeah, your specialty is like very much different from what you're doing now.
Yeah.
How have you come here?
Well, it was nothing planned actually. You know, after my bachelor's, I was like, okay, I'm done being a student.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. And then I get a phone call from my neighbor saying that they're looking for a very good candidate from Uzbekistan for this master's program. Are you any interested? I was like, okay, yeah, what the hell? Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I ended up enrolling there and became a master's student eventually.
Integrated water resources management, and you're working as a translator and interpreter.
Yeah, it's a pretty big topic these days.
Yeah.
You know, with the water scarcity all around the world, all around the globe. So.
Shunda sohangizni, ya'ni hozir ishlayotgan sohangizni bunchalik o'zgarib ketishini sababi ingliz tiliga bo'lgan sizning muhabbatingizmi?
If I speak of my English endeavor, English journey, it all started back in 2016, I guess. Well, it was actually a lot before that. I had a little bit of foundation, but it was not until 2016 when I actually delved into the subject matter. Yeah. You know, and just started learning it, and started doing all this stuff to propel myself to the heights where I am right now.
Shu joyda juda ham muhim savol bor menda. IELTS kandidatlarida ko'p kuchsiz jihatlaridan bittasi ularni General Englishlari. Aytib bera olasizmi, IELTSgacha bo'lgan jarayonni sizda qanaqa kechgan, nimalardan qanaqa o'rgangansiz, skilllarni oshirishga qanaqa ishlagansiz, mustaqil yoki ustoz bilan qanaqa bo'lgan bu narsa?
I guess there was a very good reason for me to start learning it in the first place. So one of these days, you know, after spending another mundane day at college, I just go back home and I'm just seeking for motivation. You know what I mean? I was very depressed. It was a very hard, moment of my life. Probably one of the darkest moments of my life. So I just go on YouTube and just start browsing through YouTube and looking for anything I can find, and I just come across this music video by none other than Eminem. It was Not Afraid. Yeah.
I'm not afraid.
Not afraid. No,
Okay.
just not afraid.
Okay.
And then I watched the video head to toe, and because my English was pretty average back then, I wasn't able to understand a single word. However, it still made a pretty huge impression on me, a pretty strong one. And I was like, okay, this is what I want.
This is what? Like being able to
Being
speak
able to
like
speak
him.
just like Eminem does.
Okay, so this was the motivation?
This was my motivation. This was, what
Pushed you
prompted me to start learning the English language.
more seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Birinchi darsga kelgan vaqtingizda, introductionda, siz meni impress qilgan jihatlaringizdan bittasi sizni pronunciationingiz bo'lgan. Native American like pronunciation. Mana shu pronunciation ustida qanaqa ishlaganingiz haqida alohida gapirib o'tishingizni so'ragan bo'lardim. Chunki ingliz tili o'rganuvchilarini eng qiziqqan, eng o'zlari xohlagan, ko'pchilik erisha olmaydigan pronunciation sizda bor. Ba'zan odam admire qiladi, ba'zan envy qiladi. Shu haqida gapirsangiz. Albatta, ozmuncha mehnat ketmagan bu narsaga, shunga urg'u bergan holda.
Well, if I had a nickel for every time I tell the story, I'd be a billionaire by now.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I did put in a lot of effort into making my pronunciation what it is right now.
Yeah.
So basically, what I did was I would either watch movies or listen to music. But when I say watch, I don't mean just sit there and watch the whole thing just to try and understand it. No, I would actually, go into the movie and try and understand the situation, the context behind each and every phrase. And I would obviously take notes. When you hear an idiom or a particular phrase, it really catches your attention. That's what I try to capture. I just learned the situation, the particular phrase or word was being used in, and try to incorporate that in my daily life.
So,
In other words, that's pretty much like shadowing.
shadowing.
Yeah.
You used to what? Imitate speakers?
Yeah, I would try and imitate, and I was actually very persistent with that. I wouldn't stop until I'm 100%, I sound 100% just like the original. That was my standard. Because, like I said before, I had a clear goal. Like my whole life, I've been a visionary.
Yeah.
I had a clear goal. I must learn the language. I must work hard on refining and polishing my language until I sound just like a native speaker, a native American speaker.
Exactly like Eminem.
Well, not exactly like him. The point is, I want it to sound natural.
Yeah.
So when I speak, you wouldn't be able to discern me from an actual native speaker. That was the whole point.
Siz bunga katta jihatdan erishgansiz. Buni men ko'rib, o'shanda ham shunaqa edi, undan keyin ham ishlagan holda undan ham yaxshiroq darajaga chiqargansiz. Demak, bu yerda kino ko'rish, musiqa eshitish va albatta taqlid qilish point bo'lyapti.
Yeah.
Ya'ni undan tashqari meni olgan narsam, siz so'zni blindly yodlamagansiz, frazani blindly ishlatmagansiz. Ya'ni u qaysi kontekstda, qanaqa vaziyatda, qanaqa holatda ishlatilyapti, kimga nisbatan qanaqa atmosferada ishlatilyapti, shulargacha ham o'rgangansiz.
Pretty much. Yeah.
O'shaning uchun ham masalan hozir bironta let's say qaysidir so'zni 4-5 ta sinonim bo'ladigan bo'lsa, qaysi kontekstga qaysi tushishini ajratib bera olasiz.
Yeah, that's the thing about the synonyms. They're quite tricky. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you think, okay, well, that does make a lot of sense, so I think I might use it. But unless you're 100% sure, unless you have given it a bit of a thought and you've done all the due diligence, unless you've done all that, you're not supposed to use it.
Yes.
This is my core principle.
This is the point.
This is my core principle. This is one of the principles that got me a band 9 for the grammar range and accuracy. Even though the rest of the parts were like an 8.
8. Siz breakdown qildirdingiz.
Yeah. I had to go for it.
Yeah.
I had to go for it because I was, no offense, but to me, a band 8 is nothing but a failure. Because I set the bar too high. I have no other choice.
For yourself, for your speaking.
Yeah.
Actually, I was also expecting a bit higher band from you, from speaking. But it is what it is, okay? What you gonna do?
Sorry to interrupt. The acceptance. So I understand what my weaknesses are, what my shortcomings are, and what my strengths are. And of course I was mad. I was super mad. But then I just sat down and just started analyzing why that could have happened. And while doing so, you know, you're never going to be successful in life unless you start asking yourself questions like why? Why did that have to happen? Exactly. Does it say something about me? Or is it because IDP is so evil? For example.
Yeah. You were mad at them.
I was
super mad at them. Bilmadim, men siz
to my very core.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
Fikringizni o'zgartirish uchun juda ko'p harakat qildim. Gap IDPda emas, ya'ni gap testda emasligini tushuntirish uchun.
Yeah, I understand all that. It's, you know, I was caught up in the moment. Obviously, as soon as that crazy fog has lifted, then I started really thinking clearly in my head. But, you know, this is the first impression you get. Like, how? So I put all these hours in, all this effort in, to get slapped in the face like that? Of course I was shocked. You know, it was so unsettling.
Yeah.
But then, when you actually start to think about what happened, and run it back in your head, like, and try to remember what the process was, then you start to find answers to all of your questions. And well, yeah, here maybe I went a little bit off topic.
Yeah.
Maybe the style of my speech wasn't actually
what they were expecting.
What they were expecting from me.
Yeah.
You know, and plus, don't forget the human factor.
Yeah.
Maybe because of my natural charisma and the fact that I'm more down to earth when I'm talking to someone new, and can't really express myself fully,
yeah.
Maybe that also could have been another factor in the equation.
Bo'lishi mumkin. Lekin 8 speaking bu juda ham yaxshi natija. Yana bir marta qaytaraman, juda ham yaxshi natija. Albatta siz o'z aytganingizdek o'zingizga bari juda yuqori qo'ygansiz standartni speaking bo'yicha. To'g'ri, butun IELTS bo'yicha ham, lekin speakingga alohida sizda o'zingizni qattiqroq push qilasiz. Xudo xolasa, men ham kutaman buni. Ustoz sifatida, o'qituvchi sifatida faqat siz emas. Xudo xolasa men ishonaman. Keyingi safar xudo xolis topshirganingizda speakingingizni 9 bilan olib kelishingizni. Endi keling IELTS o'rganish jarayoningizga kelamiz. qachon, qanaqa qilib IELTS testini topshirishga qaror qildingiz va nega? Avvalambor, chunki sohangiz boshqa narsani o'qiyapsiz. To'g'ri, ingliz tilini o'rganyapsiz. Nega test topshirishga, nega o'zingiz sinashga qaror qildingiz?
Okay, so my IELTS journey began in 2020,
21.
I think, yes. Or
It was
was it
21.
was it 21?
It was 21.
It was
After
right
the lockdown.
before the COVID thing.
No, it was after.
Was it after?
Yes. It was after.
Okay, somewhere in between.
Yeah,
Let's
it was 20.
Let's just keep
21.
it at that. So, for whatever reason, I got hooked up with the whole IELTS certificate idea, and I was like, where do I go? Where do I go? I went here and there, looked for a couple of tuition centers, but something didn't really grow on me about them, and when you just start pulling some strings and just start asking people
Yeah.
who might have been into this, and that's how I ended up talking to my cousin, Begzat. So an interesting thing was that he actually was a student of Mr. Khurshid, the founder, and he said that Mr. Khurshid happens to be a brilliant teacher, and you should definitely, if you get a chance, try and become his student. And I followed his advice.
So you were eyeing on him?
I was eyeing on him,
Oh, okay.
but he was out of bounds. And then I was like, I was at the administration, and then I was like, the reception, and then I was like, okay, you got to find me someone really good. Like good.
Who
You know what I
can
mean?
replace him?
Yeah. I let them know that they're talking to someone who's not joking,
Yes.
who takes the English learning stuff pretty seriously.
Yeah.
And well, they recommended you as a teacher, and I was like, we're gonna have. They were like, we're gonna have a trial lesson. You go and take a look, see if you like it. I was like, okay, let's go for it. And that's how I ended up meeting you. I gotta say some though. I don't really like learning anything in an Uzbek environment because me and Uzbek language are not so compatible sometimes.
Yeah.
But I really loved your energy, and I really loved the way your strictness, your directness, not just strictness, but also your directness. You directly tell people if they suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I loved very much about you.
O'quvchilarim aynan siz aytgan gapni ko'p aytadi, chunki hozir kim menda o'qigan bo'lsa, aynan shu joylariga chidaganlargina menda qoladi. Chunki o'zingiz bilasiz, I'm not an easy person.
Last one standing.
Yes, I'm not an easy person. I'll never go easy on anyone. Shuning uchun ham hozir mana borlar, soldiers, warriors, survivors.
Battle tested people.
Yeah, aynan. Siz ham значит shuning uchun qo'ygansiz.
Yeah, I mean,
Ya'ni qolmasligingizga sabablar ko'proq edi.
What is it about that? Maybe I think I just love the ambiance. The atmosphere and your energy, because you radiate, you give off this. It's hard for me to explain it to you or to anybody. Just explain it in general with words. But you give off this very unique energy that I was drawn to. And plus, we both. We're both fans.
Yeah,
so I think
very much die-hard fans.
That kept us even, closer together.
Yes, yeah. Eslayman darsda ham darsni qiziqroq qiladigan narsalardan bittasi mana shu. Men juda ko'p darsda kinolardan, o'zbekcha, inglizcha qanaqa bo'lsa ham mana eng mashhur kinolar bo'ladi-yu, siz kutasiz, что hamma biladi, hozir reference berasiz, hamma kuladi.
Oh yeah,
Da,
the referencing.
Yo'q, men ko'rgan kinolar, men berayotgan referenslarni hech kim tushunmasdi, meni jahlim chiqardi. Nega buni bilmaysizlar? Nimaga buni eshitib kulmayapsizlar? Hozir kimdir bo'lsa edi shu aytgan paytimda men bilan birga kulsa-da. Aynan o'sha joyiga Friendsga siz darsga kelganingizdan keyin Friends reference qilib darsda juda ko'p esingizda bo'lsa, Friendsdan reference, hamma narsaga Friendsdan reference ketardi. So'z chiqsa, bironta so'z, biron bir vaziyat bo'lsa, ism chiqsa-da, shu narsa ham ancha qiziq qilgan darsda. Chunki guruhingizdagi bolalar hammasi og'ir, bosiq, kam gapiradigan, haligi menga o'xshab yonmaydigan, juda bosiq bolalar edi guruhingizdagi yigitlar. Esingizda bo'lsa, qizlar yo'q, faqat o'g'il bolalarli guruh bo'lgan. Hammasi nima deydi, bosiq bolalar bo'lgan. Bitta shu ozgina life qo'shib turadigan narsa Friends edi-da darsda. Shu joyda menimcha Friends ham menimcha ingliz tili hayotingizda o'rni bor. Shu haqida ham gapirsangiz bo'ladi.
Well, Friends is like a cornerstone of my success in terms of learning the English language, because think about it, it's a situational comedy.
Yes.
Now, if we think back what I said, it's about situational awareness. Learning not just English, not Russian, not Spanish. I'm talking about learning languages in general.
Yeah,
like whatever
any
language,
foreign language.
Whatever language you're seeking to learn, you have to have a certain degree of situational awareness going on, just so you're able to pick up these. You know, an interesting thing about learning a language, once you reach a certain point, you don't have to learn new words anymore.
Yes.
You're able to guess, what that word can possibly mean. And thanks to the advent of technology, and now that we have AIs, flooding the internet, and potentially maybe they will even take over us human beings. Hopefully not, though.
Yeah, hopefully not, though.
There's always a chance. We have a very strong tool at our disposal that we must be able to employ for our own benefit. For example, once you learn a phrase or a word, you can always look this up on any AI platform you can name, just to make sure that your guess is correct.
And Friends?
And Friends is, like I said, it's a situational comedy. A lot of the things that happen within these series, you can relate to, because similar stuff, more often than not, happens in your own life, in your daily life, And that's why, every time I was in the class and some similar stuff would go down, I would immediately think of that one particular scene that I saw in Friends.
Qatta aynan qanaqa holatda shu fraza ili shu so'z ishlatilingan.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the gist of learning a language, I think.
Shunaqa bitta kichkina misol Friendsdan o'zim o'rgangan va o'zim hayotda ishlatadigan narsam. Be my guest, masalan. Men Friendsdan oldin buni ko'rmaganman, bilmagan bo'lganman. Hozir masalan qatta kerak, shuni ishladim. Give me a break. Be my guest. Men bularni hammasini Friendsdanman.
Give it a rest.
Hayotda oddiy speakingda, oddiy everyday situationda ishlatiladigan ko'p frazalarni men ham Friendsdan olganman. Не только Friendsdan, boshqa kinolardan ham, ya'ni bu yerda speech tabiiy ishlatiladigan narsalarga, kontentga ko'p o'zingizni expose qilishingiz muhimligi haqida gap ketyapti. Meni pointim mana shu, ya'ni kinolar, ashula eshitish, artikel, tekstlar, o'sha kitobni o'qish orqali til aynan foydalanilgan kontekstda o'rganasiz, so'zni, frazani qayerda qanday ishlatilingan holatda olasiz. Shu uchun ham qo'shimcha ishlash muhimligini aytmoqchi edim. Xo'p, IELTS darslarni boshladingiz. Birinchi bo'lib siz qanaqa narsani kutib o'zingizdan yokida o'zingizdan boshlaymiz. O'zingizdan qanaqa performance kutib keluvdingiz va kelganingizdan keyin qanchalik o'zingizni expectationlaringizni o'zingiz meet qildingiz IELTS darslarini boshlaganingizdan keyin?
Well, my expectations
Before and
were
after.
my expectations were I aimed for the highest possible result. And I don't mean I aimed for like a band 9 or something. No.
You're actually
I
aiming at band
aimed for the
9.
highest possible band score that I could achieve.
Yeah. And it is 9.
And in the beginning, you know, I didn't have much faith in getting a band 9.
At the beginning, really?
At the beginning, yes.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, I'm not ready yet. You see, I may sound arrogant sometimes, but I'm very perspicacious. I understand what my strengths are. I understand what my capability is, what I'm capable of, what
You're
I can
very
actually
self-conscious,
achieve.
yeah.
Yes, I'm very self-conscious. And yeah, I think that's what you know, keeps me modest in general. I think it's very important to be modest, to understand
Your flaws.
what you're made of and what you can actually achieve. And if you have some setbacks, if you have some drawbacks, this is totally fine. You're just a human being.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be this ideal epitome of the English language. And nobody probably is. You know, not even, you know, take this. Let's just draw an example of some internet celebrities out there, like Jordan Peterson or Andrew Tate. I mean, that's the image that they try to portray. Like, they're the best orators of the English language, kind of thing. But even these, you know, monsters of the English language, even them, they still make a mistake.
Yeah. Your standards were very high towards yourself or low before the classes?
Well, I had pretty high standards, yeah.
So?
Because I always try to aim up, never down. But at the same time, you got to be a realist, okay? Am I actually a band 9 material right now? What is even a band 9? Once you start asking questions like these, are you able to consciously assess the situation that you're in? And this is very important. This is probably what a lot of people out there fail to realize. You know, it's not about the best English knowledge. It's not about, you know, having the best pronunciation. It's not about having an armada of these beautiful expressions and words. It's all about persistency and consistency.
Yeah.
Like one of my idols once said, it's not the guy with the most potential. It's not the guy with the, you know, with the best possible settings and conditions. It's the guy with the most perseverance that gets up there in life, you know?
Do you mean Bruce Lee?
No, that was Greg Plitt.
Who?
Greg Plitt.
Ah, the gym guy?
The gym guy,
bodybuilder. Oh my. Okay. So did you have a culture shock in the class first?
Yeah, I did. I experienced that on a daily basis.
Till the end?
Yeah.
What was it?
I think it's because I'm just wired differently, you know. And you see this world through your own lenses, through your own lens or lenses, and you just realize that not that many people can relate to that. And that's when you actually experience that cultural shock. So basically I'm experiencing the cultural shock within my own culture, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, in a small setting, in a small class with a teacher and some 6-7 students.
Yeah, because there's so much disparity. You know, and you just realize, I'm not saying that maybe it's because I'm better than them at something or they're better than me at something. It's not about that. Because we're all, as human beings, we all have equal rights, I think. I'm not talking about the equality, because I don't believe in this idea, but by equal rights, I mean whether you're a president or a brokey. In the end, none of that matters.
If you relate this to the class?
If I relate it to this class, I was
what
like,
happened there?
Let's just say I'm just different. And I understand that whether I like it or not, regardless of the fact that I'm actually different or differently wired, I have to find common terms with these people, you know? But back then I was more of a loner, and now I try to socialize more, I try to communicate with people more, because I see value in it. With every conversation you get a piece of information that could be quite crucial later on in the future. You never know.
Yeah. Shu o'zgarishda ingliz tilini klassda traditional settingda o'rganganingizni o'rni bo'ldimi?
Oh yes, yeah. Actually, I'm very glad that I was put in this position. Not put in this position, I put myself in this position. Because I taught to be more humble, I taught to be more savvy of whatever's going on around me, you know, because sometimes when you learn a new language or you find yourself capable in something that others are not, you get this natural high, and sometimes it doesn't quite work to your favor. It makes everything worse, you know. You get too complacent, and then you just start looking down on people. And I'm very glad that I was raised the right way. You know, I was around a very good and understanding family, especially my grandmother. She's very, you know, she has this unquenchable thirst for knowledge, which I believe I inherited, you know. And her stories would always, would be sort of a reminder to me that even if you get to be the Mr. Universe, you have to keep it down, you know. You have to
keep your feet on the ground.
Keep your feet on the ground. Just be down to earth.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're still nothing. You're a mere human being. A mere human being.
Endi IELTS jarayoningizni boshladik. Bundan keyingi savollarni shu haqida so'rashni davom ettiraman. Boshida IELTS o'rganib, ya'ni ingliz tilingiz o'rgandingiz, general Englishingizni bir qaysidir darajaga olib keldingiz, ya'ni IELTS endi sekin testga tayyorlanishni boshlasa bo'ladigan joyga. Endi mana shu joyda har xil strukturaga tushmagan, tarqalib yotgan bilimlaringizni tartibga solish kerak bo'lgan. Va o'sha jarayonda mana 4 ta skilldan tashqari grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, umumiy olganda 7 ta aspekt bo'ladigan bo'lsa, mana shu 7 ta aspektda eng challenge bo'lgani sizga qaysi bo'lgan? Rivojlantirib, mana shu hozir band 80'da hissa qo'shgan, katta hissa qo'shib bergan.
It was, you know, it was a self struggle. That was the most challenging part. If you remember, when you would give us a task like write an essay and stuff like that, I would write the essay my way.
Yes.
And you would hate it.
Yeah.
But I was like, but that sounds cool, you know?
It
But you
was
didn't
cool.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You didn't appreciate. Yeah, maybe you thought it was cool, but it was like, okay,
Not
if
academic cool.
if an actual IELTS examiner would see this,
Yes.
like, oh my God.
Yes. Exactly. It was exactly so.
And that was the toughest part for me to realize. It took a while for me to realize. It just dawned on me that, oh my God, what the hell am I doing?
What is wrong with me?
Whatever's wrong with me. Because I would use slang phrases
Yes. Oh my God.
in my essays.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? That's so unacceptable.
You know now. Hozir bilasiz buni, lekin u paytda siz buni bilmagansiz. Shuning uchun kelgansiz o'rganishga. Agar siz bilgan bo'lganingizda mani sizga nega keragim bo'lardi, ustozni masalan. Siz raw, wild English bilan kelgansiz.
Yeah, it was wild.
Bahorda qaralmagan daraxt qanaqa bo'ladi? Hamma tomonga barglari o'sib ketgan,
Yeah,
o'zi ham
untrimmed
yashil.
bush, you mean?
Yeah, o'zi ham yashil, o'zi chiroyli, o'zi sog'lom, hamma narsasi bor, lekin qaralmagan.
Yeah.
Sizga ozgina grooming, ozgina
Yeah, well,
trimming, ozgina pruning kerak edi. O'sha joyga menimcha men kelganman. Вот eslayman essaylaringizni, speakinglaringizni
yeah,
ham,
I still remember
javoblarizni.
your illustration. Remember? Was that a Mickey Mouse?
What was it?
You drew a Mickey Mouse on the board.
And
Half of it was a proper picture, and the other half of it was this undone picture. And then you said, "This is your English." You know? It's pretty. Well, it's pretty on the outside,
yeah.
but it's a mess on the inside.
Yes.
And that made a great impression on me. I was like, "Oh my God, for real."
Yeah. Siz juda ko'p meni asablarimni, juda ko'p meni energiyamni olgansiz o'sha joyda bilmasdan qaysi ma'noda. Siz essay yozib kelardingiz. O'xshaydi yaxshiga, lekin ozgina uni ichiga kiradigan bo'lsangiz, men birinchi marta ko'rgan frazalar, speaking the spoken environmentda ishlatiladigan slanglar bo'lardi. Academic task to Englishda. Task 1da ham, task 2da ham. Ularni joyiga keltirguncha ozmuncha mehnat qilganmiz. Siz ham men ham. Men tushuntirishga, men ko'rsatishga, siz uni olib qilishga. Lekin olgansiz, qilgansiz. Borib o'shani o'zingizni o'rganishga bo'lgan, haligi o'zingiz ustingizda bo'lgan, ishlashga bo'lgan nima deydi, o'zingizni mehnatga erinmasligingiz orqasidan to'g'rilab oldingiz, chiroyli qilib oldingiz. Demak, qiyinchiliklardan bittasi shu bo'lgan. Writingingizni strukturaga keltirish, tartibga keltirish. Boshqa uchta skill bo'yicha?
Speaking, if we speak of speaking, that's great English. If we speak of speaking, I think the most challenging part was that the part 2. That was the toughest part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would either fail to manage my time or just go off topic.
Yes.
You know.
Bu
Just
hammadan
digress straight away, you know. Because that's the thing about IELTS that I find most strenuous. It's the ability to remain focused. That's the toughest part in IELTS.
Yeah.
And, you know, but it was not until I made so many mistakes when I realized, oh my God. So maybe it's because I'm making all these mistakes because I'm so unobservant or so stubborn
To correct yourself.
to correct myself.
Yes.
No,
It was so.
I mean, a lot of self-analysis goes into, getting to a higher band score. That's the fine line where a lot of people fail to reach the desirable result because it takes a lot of time and effort to actually come into this realization. It's not so simple, but once you understand, then, I mean, it gives you the eye-opening perspective and everything just becomes
Everything just follows.
crystal clear.
Yes. Okay. What was the challenge in reading?
Oh, the reading,
Or challenges?
My least favorite
Yeah.
sub skill. I think, again, concentration.
Concentration.
It was hard for me to concentrate on the subject matter, on the passage, and just go through it without losing my concentration. That was the toughest part. It's because back then my head was all messed up. My head was a mess, you know.
Tekstni juda yaxshi tushunardingiz. Bunga
Yeah.
sizni levelingiz yetardi, yetkazardingiz ham ishlab turib, lekin kam chiqardi readingingiz. Mana shu joyda mana o'zingiz aytganingizdek, fokus, konsentratsiya muhim rol o'ynayapti. Bilasiz hamma narsani tushunyapsiz, lekin diqqatingiz qochadi. Pointdan chiqib ketasiz, savol aynan nimani so'rab, uni javobi aynan qayerdaligini topish uchun fokusda bo'lish kerak odam. O'quvchilarga shuni ta'kidlab o'tib ketmoqchi edim. Qanchalik so'zni tekstni yaxshi tushunishingizdan qat'iy nazar, konsentratsiyani ushlamasangiz, javob yaxshi chiqmaydi, javoblar. Juda hayron bo'lardim 9 ta, 8 ta chiqqan mahallar, masalan. Qanaqa qilib bunaqa potensial bilan, bunaqa ishlash bilan, bunaqa so'z boyligi bilan, ya'ni yana не только so'z boyligini oshirishga yana constant harakat bilan,
you know, usually it was a stupid thing.
Reading chiqmasdi.
It was a stupid thing. Like, I wouldn't even get to the answer. You know, I was like, oh, what? But it doesn't say that. It doesn't make any sense. And then you just go back and forth, and then be like, okay, this is a BS. This is a BS.
Okay.
Something's wrong with the passage.
Yeah.
You got.
You would always
You know what I mean?
say that, like, passage is wrong, not me. The problem is the passage, not me.
The problem is the passage, not me. Or it was because I was so, maybe because I was so self-centered, and I had this tunnel vision.
Yes.
That I failed to see. Oh my God! But maybe you go down a few lines, you can find the answer, or maybe you should actually go up.
Readingni oshirishda xatolar ustida ishlash ahamiyati haqida nima deya olasiz?
Oh yeah, that's
juda ham kerak narsa, juda ham kerak skill. Ko'p kandidatlar qilmaydigan, qilishdan qochadigan, qilishga erinadigan narsalardan bittasi. Reading bilan listeningni xatolarini ustida ishlash. To'g'rimi? Nega aynan shu yerda xato chiqdi? Nega bir xil xato qaytib chiqyapti? Nega ko'paymayapti? Yaxshi tushunyapman-ku, so'z yodlayapman-ku. Gap bu yerda analiz qilmaslik. Siz analiz qilganmisiz readinglaringizni? Va buni qanaqa foydasi bo'lgan?
Like, we only grow in failure, but never in success.
Yes.
Have you ever wondered, when you achieve success, do you actually learn something? Anything? Do you learn anything?
No, of
You don't
course.
learn nothing. You don't learn nothing. You only learn stuff when you fail time and time again. You know? Over and over and over again. If you make the same mistake over and over and over again, then you should probably, switch it up. Let's try another method. Maybe you should talk to your teacher more. Maybe you should work on that particular question type more. You know, it's within these details. You know. That's what made a huge difference for me in the end.
Qanaqa bo'lardi jarayon, ya'ni reading qilish jarayoningiz? Uyga vazifa beraman. Practice, graduationdasiz. 3 ta passage qilasiz. 3 ta ili, bitta ili, 2 ta nechta berilgan bo'lsa, bajarasiz, analiz qilasiz. Qanaqa jarayon? Boshdan oxirigacha qanaqa bo'lgan? Shuni gapirib beringchi. Uyga vazifada readingni qilinish jarayoni.
First of all, I look at the questions and try to understand what they want from me, basically.
Yeah.
And then once I understand the question, the thing about the reading, it's these weird patterns. Like, for example, we have 13 questions, right? That's like 3 and sometimes 2 question types.
Yes.
And usually the reading passage is structured in such a way that the answers for the first question type, they come in first. And for the second question type, they're,
In the second
they're pretty
part,
much the continuation of the passage. You know, once you understand where to look, you know, the area is shrinking and it's much easier for you to focus and lock in on
Yeah.
a particular question type. Not question type, a particular question.
Chunk, okay.
Chunk. Yeah. And that was my preparation. And then once I locate
The answers.
the answers, I just start, you know, I just start to compare the answer, possible answer, to the question. And if that makes perfect sense, if that possible answer that I locate, or that I have located, reflects the question fully, then I make a decision. Okay, that's probably it. And then whether or not it's a true, false, not given, or multiple choice, whatever it is, and then you can make the final verdict, make the final decision, and say, okay, I think this is the answer. But that's pretty much guessing.
Yeah.
And you kind of do that on an intuitive level, intuitively, you know.
So you found the answers, you checked. Now you got, let's say, 11, and then what do you do usually?
And then I see, you know, because your answers are just the tip of the iceberg, tip of the iceberg, because your answers are basically the tip of the iceberg. So you have to look at the whole picture, you know. Then I just look at the whole picture and be like, okay, I do pretty good in true, false, not given, but there's something wrong with my multiple question type, you know, because I make an awful lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Some's got to be odd with this, some's got to be wrong. And I just, you know, I go into this problem and just start investigating, you know, inspecting what might be wrong, what might be the cause of this problem, So, like I said, it takes a lot of self-analysis. Your whole life is all about self-analysis. What you're doing wrong, why things are going down the way they're going down in your life, and what might be the cause.
And reading is no exception.
Reading is definitely not an exception.
Okay. Eng o'zizga, ya'ni less favorite part is reading bo'lgan. That is most favorite, of course, speaking, and writing and listening.
Writing is actually
in
my
between.
second best, my second favorite.
Writing.
Writing is my second favorite.
So, productive skills, not receptive.
Productive skills?
Like you like producing language?
Well, I think a little bit of both, you know, because, I mean, it's not just about producing language. Sometimes you have to, you know, learn something new. You have to receive a new piece of information. It's very important. Otherwise, you never grow.
Okay. Mana shu anaqalaringizdan, maslahatlardan yana IELTS o'rganuvchilarga, ingliz tili o'rganuvchilarga aytmoqchi bo'lsak, har bir skill bo'yicha qisqa listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Kichkina tiplar, kichkina maslahatlar bo'lsa, aytib o'ta olasizmi? O'zingizni experienceingizdan kelib chiqib.
Individual part, you mean?
Da, for pronunciation, what, for example? For
the
listening,
pronunciation, what
shadowing.
worked really well for me was the fact that I just, I enjoy doing karaoke a lot, and that's, I would say, that's what I would say an integral part of my success. Because you're practicing English and you're having fun at the same time. I mean, that's the best way.
What can be better? Yeah.
What can be better than this? That's the single best way to learn anything.
Anything.
You have to enjoy the process. But it's not going to happen. But it's not until you find value in it. You know, first of all, establish the value. Why is it so special? Ask yourself this question: why is it so special? And what I can get from this? You know,
Okay.
it's not just about getting; it's also about receiving. The more you give, the more you get.
How about vocabulary?
Vocabulary. I don't believe in the idea that, like a lot of people say, just try to memorize the words. No, it's not going to help you out. It's not going to help you
So,
at all. You know?
What's your intake here?
Because let me give you an example. You go into the exam, you've memorized a bunch of words, like the word plethora or myriad.
I never use them.
And the problem with the memorization is a lot of people, they don't check the pronunciation. They don't see if their pronunciation is actually correct, you know? And then they make these stupid mistakes by saying plethora or myriad and end up fooling themselves, you know? So
Yep.
do not, and I repeat, do not try and memorize the words. Learn the words. Learn the context.
Context, very important.
And check for the pronunciation, it's very important. I'm not talking about speaking accentlessly. I'm talking about pronouncing the words correctly.
Correct.
You can have a bit of accent, that's fine. This is part of your identity. You should not be ashamed of yourself and be like, oh my God, but my pronunciation sucks. Well, here's a kicker for you. So did mine.
Yes,
Yes, it did.
of course.
But you got to work for it, you know? Like I said, the more you give, the more you get out of it.
Okay, how about listening?
The listening. Well, I try podcasts, for example. I try watching podcasts. Again, taking down not taking down, but putting down some words on a piece of paper or on my phone, you know, making notes, taking notes, and just try applying it whenever I get a chance. Because when you're watching stuff, you're actually seeing the situation. And chances are you are likely to encounter a similar situation in your own life. So it's all about incorporation, you know?
Okay. You spoke about reading, you spoke about, okay, writing. Some tips?
The writing, again, for each and every part, for each and every skill set, it's all about working and learning from your mistakes. Just learn what your shortcomings are,
Correct them?
correct them, and that's all you're ever going to need.
Yes.
There's no secret formula.
Ana. Demak, bundan xulosa chiqadiki, xatolarni tan olish, xatolarni albatta to'g'irlash va keyingi safar o'sha xatoni qilmaslikka harakat qilish. Demak, suhbatimiz ham sekin-sekin oxirlayapti. Suhbat yakunida kelajakdagi rejalaringiz haqida nimalar deya olasiz?
Well, I don't know what the future holds for me. Nobody does. Let's just say that I'm enjoying the moment. I'm living in the moment, and that's the most important thing about living this life, I think. Because what's the point of living life if you're just existing? Just live in the moment. If you're enjoying your current job, then just don't think about the future. Just do your best. Be the best at it.
Yeah, do your best.
And then, I mean, it's all like, for example, if you believe in karma, like there's God, Allah. The God sees that you're trying your hardest, you're putting countless hours in and effort in, and this is all going to be remunerated. There's going to be a reward. And I want to close out by saying this comment that I wrote on my test report. Your best hour usually comes right after your worst hour of despair. So if there's any setbacks, you shouldn't let that stand in the way of achieving your goals and achieving success in the end.
Rahmat. Bugun bizga vaqt ajratib kelganingiz uchun, savollarimga atroflicha javob berib, ingliz tili o'rganuvchilari, IELTS topshiruvchilari uchun foydali bo'lgan tiplar, maslahatlar berib, ularga yordamimiz tegganidan xursandman. Sizga rahmat.
Thanks for having me.
Agar sizga ham bugungi suhbatimiz, bugundan olgan insightlaringiz yoqqan bo'lsa, videoyimizga like bosib, izohlarda o'zingizni fikringizni qoldirishingizni so'rab qolamiz. Keyingi intervyulargacha xayr.